So in this video, we're still talking about compound probability, but now we're going to look at dependent events. And that is when the results of the first event have an effect on what happens in the second event. So in this first one here, I have to choose a card out of the word memorial. I'm keeping that card, so I'm not replacing it, and then I'm picking a second card. So first thing I'm going to look at is how many cards are there total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is my denominator. Now, out of those 8 cards, I want to choose a vowel. So if I look through, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 vowels. So I'm going to make that numerator a 4. So the chance that I get a vowel first is 4 out of 8. Now, I get that vowel and I keep it. So let's say, for instance, I get the letter E. Because I'm not replacing it, that E is now gone. So when I go to choose my second card, I have to think about how many cards remain. And in this case, since I kept that 1, my total number of cards goes down to 7. And now out of those 7, I want to find an R. And if I look at those remaining cards, I only see 1 R. So the chance that I get the R is 1/7. Now with compound probability, to find the probability that both of these things happen, I simply multiply my two fractions together. Keep in mind, you do not need a common denominator when you multiply. You can cross cancel if it's possible, or you can simply go across the top, go across the bottom, and simplify at the end. One thing that's catching my eye is I could simplify 4/8 and I can make this into a 1/2. So now I multiply across the top, 1 times 1 is 1. Multiply across the bottom, 2 times 7 is 14. So the chance that both of these events happen is 1 out of 14. Let's look at one more. So going back to normal, again, it's compound events that are dependent on each other. And the phrase that jumps out at me to tell me it's dependent is don't replace. So I'm looking at my cards, and again, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how many total cards do I have. And I have 8 of them, so the denominator is going to start as an 8. I want to find the probability that I choose an M. So looking at all the cards, I see that there are 2 M's. So there's a 2 in 8 chance that I choose that M. Now, I don't replace the M. So this one gets taken, and it does not return to the pile. So my pile now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the denominator for the second event goes down to a 7. And out of those 7, I want an A. Looking at the remaining letters, I only have one A, so my numerator is a 1. Now, if you didn't like simplifying in the beginning before, I can go ahead and just multiply across. 2 times 1 is 2. 8 times 7 is 56. And then I can simplify at the end. I notice that these are both even numbers, so I'm going to divide them by 2, changing the numerator to a 1 and the denominator to a 28.